Today we've got 2 chapters again, and that would be the egg in the eye and the second task. Because again, they're sort of figuring it out and then actually doing it. Or at least getting hints and then not figuring it out and having Dobby save your butt. And then doing it. Mostly it's sort of 2 parts today. And I'll sort of have to backtrack for the second one, but I'd rather do it second. So the first part is Harry's saving people thing, which we are going to see come up repeatedly throughout this series. Harry has a saving people thing. And sometimes he doesn't think necessarily clearly in regards to that. He takes the song that says that you'll lose your precious thing seriously. So seriously, in fact, that he wants to save everybody. And the interesting thing is the additional hostage he saves is the one that has no direct attachment to him. His 2 best friends are down there, and his crush. And then there's this little girl. He actually saves the one person that you'd think would be easier for him to walk away from. But that's certainly not the truth. I mean, in the end, he makes the choice to ensure that everyone gets safely out. Despite the fact that a lot of people think he's very silly for doing so. But I think he was right in doing so. He's not the only one who took this threat seriously. If you just listen to how Fleur is freaking out about her sister, then you'd understand why Harry does it. Fleur very seriously thinks that she, for a moment, has failed. And that it's not just, oh, I don't get the points. She doesn't care about the points. She fully admits that, no, she should have 0. Because it's not about the tournament in this moment. It is literally about, you took somebody that means the world to me, and I failed to get them back. Fleur very seriously thinks that she's not going to get her sister back. Harry understands that. So it's not just about the hostages that he knows. It's about doing the right thing. All of these people are loved by somebody. So to walk away is wrong for him. Even if he did know that they're liable to be rescued, I'm not sure he could walk away from these people. And part of that is simply because he's aware that many people have helped him up to this point, so he needs to move that forward. Hermione and Ron have helped him research. Dobby, in fact, has helped him survive this. Moody, at least he thinks, has helped him escape a couple run-ins with Snape. He knows that he can't be selfish. Even in these moments where Hagrid and Ron are saying, I think you can win this, that idea might attract him for a bit, but it never remains his actual focus. His focus is both on surviving, but also in doing the right thing when surviving. There is some rule bending, certainly, but that's to level the playing field, and anytime the playing field gets too unlevel, he actually willingly gives up his advantage to make sure other people aren't hurt. He's not doing what's easy, he is doing what's right. It would have been easy to just grab Ron and go. And damn the consequences either way, but that would not be what was right. That says a lot for the other two champions that made it down then. I mean, Cedric sort of tries in such a way that he tells Harry to go. But he doesn't wait to make sure that Harry does. And Crumb's willing to accept Harry's help so that he doesn't, frickin' hurt Hermione. So you can see the hints of this moral compassion in all of these people. But it really is Harry who's saying, I didn't ask for this, and neither did any of these people. So no, I'm not just going to throw them under the lake in order to win. And I think that says a lot about Harry. He's doing the right thing. And if he wins or he doesn't, that isn't necessarily the focus. Harry is going to survive and he's going to do the right thing doing it. So actually in these chapters we are seeing Harry play the game. He's not playing it to win, but he's playing for everyone to frickin' survive. And if that includes throwing away the time limit to make sure that everyone gets out of that lake safely, that's going to be the choice he makes. And in fact, we're going to see him make that choice with the maze as well. With the other champions, he chooses to throw up sparks to help them. He chooses to go in as a tie with Cedric, and Hogwarts can win. He knows that they didn't ask for him to be here, just as much as he didn't ask to be here. So he's making the best of it, and he's making sure everyone's going to survive. Unfortunately, he is 14, and he's not going to be able to make sure everyone survives. So no, I don't think we can get angry at Harry's saving people thing. It is the right thing to do. The points don't matter in the end. It's the people. And most notably, of course, it is the people. It's not things. It's people. And maybe Harry could have walked away if it had been his broom. But no, he couldn't walk away from people, even strangers down in that lake. Because that would make him too close to something he desperately doesn't want to be. He and Voldemort are very similar in a lot of ways. But the fact that Harry is willing to give up his own power to make sure everyone survives, now that is the thing that is going to differentiate him in the end. It is going to be the thing that saves him in the end. And if we're seeing it now, I don't think we can sit with Ron and Hermione and go, ugh, Harry, of course the song wasn't real. Dumbledore wouldn't have let that happen. Because for us, that's the easy way out. And we need to choose between what's right and what is easy. And what's right is to stand with Harry's decision in this moment. And not just because the judges do. I'm looking at you, Ron, with your sudden change of opinion. Part 2. Oh, the manipulations of Mad-Eye Moody. Oh god. Is anyone getting like flashbacks to Tom Riddle's diary? Because that is happening. And man, I think Barty Jr. has got it down. Maybe even better than young Tom Riddle did. because he knows exactly what to say to all these different people in order to manipulate them. Like, no one suspects a thing at all. And in fact, Harry's the closest. Because everyone is going after the person that they despise the most in this moment. For Filch, it is Peeves. Straight up, it's Peeves. There's no other explanation. Peeves has stolen the egg and thrown it down the stairs, and there's no other explanation. And Peeves, and maybe finally Peeves will get thrown out, and Peeves. For Snape, right away it's the students, and the moment he starts putting two and two together, he's just like, Harry frickin' Potter. Yes, the things that are in the area belong to Harry, but no, he did not break into your stores. But that's not gonna stop you from blaming him, especially since that gillyweed did in fact come from Snape's private stores. But again, Harry doesn't know that, and Harry also didn't break into his office this year. Technically, Hermione did when they made the Polyjuice potion in second year, which is another reason why Snape is so sure it's frickin' Harry Potter. But again, is he gonna think that there might be something else going on? Nah. Dude's aware there is at least one other Death Eater in this school. But we're still gonna go about blaming the students. Snape is very intelligent, but he's also extremely biased. So, all Moody has to do is poke at the things that Snape did because of his bias that went horribly wrong, and Snape walks off, because he does not want to necessarily address those mistakes and his continuing bias. You became a Death Eater. Some spots you can't wipe away. Moody, well, Barty Crouch Jr. also probably knows about Lily. And Snape, like, right away is like, frick, fine, you know what, I'm going to bed. How about you admit you made some mistakes, and that you're trying to fix them, and maybe don't just blame the students when there are people in this school who are a lot more knowledgeable and a lot more dangerous. Such as Barty Crouch, who in this moment, we're actually talking about Junior. I don't think the map can apparently differentiate between junior seniors. But this is the moment that Barty is the most manipulative. He has appeared trustworthy enough by being suspicious of the same people that Harry is suspicious of. And again, they do have sort of correct suspicions. Like, Harry just hasn't figured it out yet. But there is a reason that Moody would be suspicious of Snape. So Harry right away is actually willing to divulge the information about the map. That's a moment when you're rereading it where you're just like, shut up, Harry, shut up, shut up, shut up, Harry, shut up, shut up. Because it does open up some questions moving forward about the map. Like, can it tell the difference between somebody who is polyjuiced or not? If someone is in fact polyjuiced, will they show up under their original name, or will they show up under the name of the person they are polyjuiced as? Not sure we're gonna actually get answers on that, because the map has been borrowed. And that moment where you're just like, Harry, no, Harry, but yeah, could he have really gotten away without not saying yes? Probably not, which is Moody's fantastic manipulation of him. He has gotten Harry out of a very awkward situation. So Harry is going to feel obligated to do something for Moody in response. And yes, this is a manipulation. If you want to do something in response to somebody assisting you, that's cool. But this is a point in time where Harry's probably pretty sure that if he says no, Moody's going to confiscate it anyway, so really, it's not much of a choice for him. But Moody is very careful about this. He actually uses the same tactics that cults use. He has asked for a favor here, but he has then decidedly followed up that, saying yes to that favor by flattering Harry. It is immediately following Harry's, yes, you can use the map, that Moody says, have you ever thought about being an Aurora? I think it would really work for you. This is scary. If this continues, Harry in fact could be indoctrinated to trust Moody implicitly. Which is a problem because everyone else is, and nobody is checking except Barty Crouch Sr., who is probably at this point in time indisposed. He's gonna get out shortly and just be nuts. And nobody thinks that they should check these problems ahead of time. Like, nip these things in the bud. Nah, nothing suspicious here. Everything's suspicious here. And you've got a guy in disguise indoctrinating the students. In fact, probably exactly what he's done to Neville as well. Neville with his book. Harry with the suggestion that you could be in a really great position. You're really suited to this. It's scary. Especially since then, we see that Harry is willing to throw everything away to help people. Does that include Moody? If things keep up the same way, yes. And that's scary. Okay. Moody, Barty Crouch Jr. as Moody makes my skin crawl. Because when you first read it and you don't know that, you're just like, oh, he's a really good prof, and like, he's really helping Harry out. He's taking him seriously and listening to his needs, and then you slowly realize afterwards exactly what he's doing, and you're like, oh my god. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, and I'm not sure there's any sort of... We're gonna get small points of better through the rest of this series, but I really do find this is the turning point to when things start getting real frickin' dark. So I'm gonna keep reading, and I hope you do too. See you next time.